In a previous video, we went over how to set up a hosting account. In this video, we will go over how to log into your control panel for that hosting account and set up WordPress. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we want to do now that we have our hosting account set up and we also have a username and password, we want to go to my.a2hosting, there it is, .com, and then we want to click on the secure client login. And then we want to log in. And this will bring you to your client area. Now you will see your services, your domains, whatever you signed up for will show up here. And then you want to click on the control panel login. And you'll be logged into your control panel. And what we want to do is click on the WordPress A2 optimized, and it'll bring us here, and we want to click install. Now you want to fill in your information here, and you want to leave this box blank, or your WordPress installation will be installed in whatever you call this, like a folder. And when people go to your website, they won't just be going to yourdomain.com, they'll be going to yourdomain.com/ whatever you put in this box. So you just want to leave that blank. And you want to make sure this is HTTPS, because in the previous tutorial we went over how if you don't have the HTTPS, your website will be deemed unsafe. So you want to have this set, and then you want to go down here and put in your site name. Okay. And then you want to, okay. Then you want to put in your username and password. And your password, you could have them generate a password for you, or you can make up your own. And then you want to put in the email address that you want to receive communication from, which once you install your WordPress, it will email you that it's been installed in what version and what have you. Okay, I speak English, so we're going to leave that. And then I'll put my email address again, and we're going to click install. This takes a little bit to install, so I might just speed this up. Okay, it looks like we're all installed, and here is our website as it looks right now. Doesn't look very pleasing, but we're going to pretty this up and make it look like a real website throughout the course of these videos. So we're going to go close that out, and here is your admin area. So we're going to click that. And it takes us to the back end of WordPress. And this is where you build all your pages, all your blog posts, anything you want to create, you create it from this side panel here. So if you wanted to make a blog post, you would click on post and just create, there's a sample page here, but and that's actually what we just saw. So if you go back to view, where is it? Takes you right back to what we just saw. So we'll get into getting that all changed here in a minute. But, oh, I just closed the whole back end. So we'll go back to the back end of WordPress, and there's a number of things that, like for instance, Jetpack will get that set up, and it gives your website and your system a little bit more security and functionality that's better. We have WP Forms, which we'll get into if you want to put forms on your website. A2 Optimize, it just lists what it actually does to optimize your website. So we went over the posts, and here is the pages. Now this is what your website, pretend this is your home page. This is where your home page would be stored, or your contact page, or your About Us page, or anything. All your pages would be listed here, and they would make up your website. So we can also go into the settings here and go to General. And this is where you see where you can change your site name. This is what we set up when we installed WordPress. And you can go through all of this and look here. I want to go to the permalinks, because right now they have it set to when someone goes to your website, it will go to this. And that doesn't look very pretty when you're trying to go to a website. So what I want to change it to is post name, so that when people go to your website, they will go to yourdomain.com / the name of the page or post that you are referencing. So that makes it a little better. Okay, so while we're here, I want to go over installing plugins, because there's a few that I use that I actually like better than what's presented. For instance, let's go back to page. And when you go to edit the page, it doesn't look like they have the block editor, and I don't like the block editor. So I usually go to something else, because this is how the block editor looks. And you could change your title and everything is in a block. And I mean, it's easier for some people, and I could get used to it, but I kind of like the classic look of the editor. So what I'm going to do right now is go back, and I'm going to go to plugins. Add new, and this is what I want right here, the classic editor. And we'll install that, and then we'll activate it. Okay, so now when we go back to the pages and we click edit, this looks totally different. So you can do all of your title would be up here, and your content, whatever you want, would be in here. And we'll go through all of this a little bit later when we're building our web page. There's also a web page builder, leading into a segue here, that I use because I don't use this often now that I've got this web page builder. So we're going to go back to plugins and we're going to add new, and we're going to put in Elementor, and that's what I want there. Now there are dozens of page builders, but this is the one that I like. I actually have the pro version of this, but I think for the purpose of this website, I'm going to just stick with the free version for now. And then as we get, as I advance the site, I'll make tutorials on using the pro version, because the pro version has a lot of good features that you might want to look into. Okay, we'll go ahead and activate that. Okay, now that that is activated, when you go to pages again, there's a new option for you. Maybe. Let's see. Let's edit. There. Edit with Elementor. That's the new option for you when you edit your page. And if you click on it, now there's all these options here you can do. Like this is a section now, and you can add your text. When you click on it, it'll give you a little, the first time you use it, it'll give you a little tutorial of the areas. But when you click on your section, the options for that section will come up, and you can change all the options that you want. You can even change your text and drag and drop and everything. It's just a very neat plugin to have, or page builder to have. But as we're building our website, we will get more into this as well. Okay, and we're gonna go. Back. Okay. Now, while I'm building my website, I don't want anyone to go to my website and see, just the unfinished website. Now, some people think that's pretty cool, because then when people go to the website, they see whatever's been updated. But if you haven't updated your website in a while and it's still unfinished, that kind of looks bad on you. So I will put another plugin that I use. And it's called Under Construction. There it is. We're going to install that. Okay, now you have a new option up here for Under Construction, and what you want to do, go in the plugins section here, and we'll click on the settings. And I want to go to content, and this is the one that I usually use on my websites all the time. We'll activate that, and I never know whether that's saved if I go to another tab, so I just save it. And then I will, let's see, site is under construction. Okay, so, and then we want to save that. And we'll go back to the main, and we will put it on. turn on and save. So now when people go to your website, this is what they'll see. Let's go back here. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is install a theme. And when you install a theme, you go here to Appearances, and these are all the themes that are pre-installed when you install WordPress. If you go to activate this, for instance, this is now your theme. So when you go to preview it, your home page just changed to this. So I want to install a whole new theme. So let's see, can I find it? Themes, add new. Let's see if I'll be able to find it. It's not in here. And there it is, Ocean WP. And this is the theme that I use for all of my websites. So we're going to install it. And then we're going to activate it. So now, this is the theme that we're using. So when we go to our page, now it looks even worse. Because now it is just a blank slate. So we're going to make all this look pretty. But right now, I think that's all I wanted to cover with the installation of WordPress. This is what I normally do when I start a new website. So there'll probably be a lot more plugins that I'll need depending on what I need for the site itself. But these are the basic things that I do before I start a new website. And these are the plugins I usually download for every website I start. There are some for security and forms and SEO and just a lot of other things that I use, but it just depends on the website. So that's it for the overview of installing WordPress. If you guys have any questions or would like a video on anything else you'd like to see, comment below. I can make a video on it or a screen capture tutorial on it. We'll go through more of this as we go along with the building of the website, so you'll get a more in-depth understanding of how everything flows and how everything works. But WordPress is one of the easier website builders that I use religiously. I do use, I go old-fashioned and do code websites, but this is quicker. This is easier. There's a lot of debate on whether or not you're a real website, a web developer if you use a builder, but, I'm a web developer, whatever. Okay, so thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my to my YouTube channel, because when you subscribe and click the notification bell, you get notified when I upload new videos. And I'm going to try my hardest to be more consistent with these, with all that's going on in the world today. It's really hard to be consistent because my environment has been a little bit different. I'm in my office now, but for the past 2 months I've been in my home office, and when you're home there's a lot more distraction, a lot more noise, so I haven't really been very consistent, but I'm going to try and be more consistent now. But thank you for watching, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.